So apparently Butch Hartman started a Kickstarter for a new streaming service that only he is associated with, apparently. And I never liked Fairly Odd Parents. I just want to go ahead and say this. I found it to be excruciatingly painful to watch.
I agree. Same with Danny Phantom. Didn't really get it. Obviously, it's a hit. Clearly, he's successful. I didn't get it.
I never watched any of those shows.
I mean, honestly, we were too old for them when they were coming on.
True.
But I mean, I still watched like Camp Laszlo on Cartoon Network.
Camp Laszlo was created by the Rocco's guy, and
Joe Murray. Yeah,
and
that's cool.
He has good comic timing.
Did you know that the end of Camp Laszlo's was supposed to have Heifer appear? That's just a little fun fact for you.
What? That would have been awesome.
But then they couldn't legally do it, so they had to swap him out with somebody who kind of resembled Heifer.
I'll watch any cartoon, man. I'll watch any cartoon I'm too old for, as long as like it's made by someone who has like good taste and they're willing to put a little bit of their adult humor in it.
Yeah, I like the ones where they have sex.
Yeah, with some sex.
I'll watch any cartoon. I'll watch any cartoon.
Yeah, get some Bible Black in there. Wait. Oh, never mind.
Wait. Okay, let's watch.
Wait, so like, okay, so this Butch Hartman thing is he said on the, I remember seeing him launch that like a Kickstarter or GoFundMe of like, it was like wholesome entertainment or whatever it was called. Like, I want to make just good family cartoons. It's like, okay, are you just saying the other cartoons don't do that or whatever? But so tell me if I'm wrong, Dom. The big controversy was that it was like a stealth Christian channel.
Yeah, like it later came out, like people put it together that like he is going to put a Christian edge on it, and he wasn't upfront about that in the Kickstarter. It's just another case of somebody going, okay, I want money, so hey everybody, guess who's gonna do the project? It's gonna be great. Give me all your money. But yeah, I mean, Steve in the Discord chat asked us what our opinions of this were, and we all condemn it with the highest regard.
I religiously condemn it. I gotta say, it's kind of weird. Like, I feel like obviously you probably tricked a few people who are like, I just love Danny Phantom.
Yeah.
I want more Danny Phantom. But I feel like if he had also leaned real hard into the Christian cartoon thing,
he probably would have gotten more money.
Yeah, that's what's so weird. Like, I mean, just growing up in the Midwest and seeing these like industries of like family Christian bookstores and stuff that are just thriving off of this is safe Christian content. Like, I don't know. Yeah, I think he could have made some money that way too.
There's a whole alternate culture there that you can tap into.
Yeah.
Let me tell you guys about a little movie called Last Ounce of Courage.
Please tell me.
I had a feeling actually that might just, not to set you up, I had a feeling that might segue into
I mean, there's a whole, like, if you guys
I've never seen that or heard of it.
If you guys have never gone out and watched a Christian movie before, do yourself a favor. There's a whole industry of it, and much like there's just a lot of money involved.
Firehouse or whatever it's called. God's Not Dead.
What is it? Pure Flix is one of the names of the companies, I believe. It sounds like porno, but it's actually
Pure Flix totally does. This is
That's a great way to hide your porn company is under the name of a Christian.
There's a great one that I can recommend. Last Ounce of Courage is a really good one if you want to watch a Christian movie. It's
made by Rocky Mountain Pictures, who also made apparently a movie called 2016 Obama's America.
Oh yeah.
Wait! Isn't that like the D'Souza guy that makes like the that makes the crazy propaganda documentaries? Okay.
This movie is just like or Last Ounce of Courage is basically a man's son dies in the Iraq War, and he's also the mayor of a town, so he's mad that like you can't say Merry Christmas anymore, so he's going to bring Christmas back to his town. And they try to draw a parallel that like the war in Iraq, it's about the war on Christmas.
It's very courageous that he would bring Christmas back to America.
It's really worth watching. It'll really make you want to smash your head into the desk. But it's the climax of the film is worth it alone. But there is also another movie called Let There Be Light, directed and starring Kevin Sorbo and his real family.
You've definitely talked about this one on Goosebuddies.
I thought that was God's Not Dead, but is he also in God's Not Dead?
No, that's another guy.
That's Kirk Cameron.
Maybe I don't know. I can't say for sure. God's Not Dead does star the guy who owns Pure Flix, I think. He produces and stars in his own shit.
Gotcha.
God's Not Dead 3 I have seen, and surprisingly not as offensive as the other ones. But
they weren't able to sort out whether God was dead or not in the first two?
Well, they want to keep reminding you that he's not dead.
I see.
As much as people
every movie they kill God accidentally, and then they're like, we gotta bring God back. It's kind of like Search for Spock, but like, for the record, Kevin Sorbo is in both Let There Be Light and God's Not Dead.
Gotcha.
He is cornering this market of that.
Kevin Sorbo's gone hard, yeah.
Let There Be Light is about Kevin Sorbo, the world's most famous atheist, and he became an atheist because he lost his son. But then when he's driving home, he had a little too much to drink. He gets in a car accident and he sees his son.
I don't know why I'm laughing at that. Sorry, it's nothing funny about that at all.
Oh, he is the world's most famous atheist who wears a suit jacket with the collar popped. He is. It's a really funny cartoon. I mean, he's like channeling Bill Maher, who I also think is a piece of trash.
Right.
It wasn't you who said like he's like a man made out of Play-Doh? Someone said that, and I can't stop seeing Bill Maher as a man made out of Play-Doh.
Yeah, I guess that's kind of mean, but I think I probably did say something like that. And I think it just kind of reflects the person that he is, and that's what I'm really speaking about the character when I say that he's made out of Play-Doh.
Yeah, no, his character itself is just full of salty putty.
Yes.
Like that's what we mean.
I love that you know that Play-Doh is salty because you've definitely eaten some, as have I.
I haven't eaten it, but I've heard anecdotal stories. We all know Play-Doh's salty.
We've all tasted a little Play-Doh. It's salty.
I think it's only salty because you're rolling it around in your sweaty hands.
So sick.
No, that's super gross. Oh my god.
That makes sense, right?
Yes, it does, and it's gross.
Shit. Oh my god.
Oh, it's our sweat. It's our fucking sweat salt. Ah. Oh.
You know what? Hang on a sec. I think I should maybe close my windows. My neighbor is outside having a phone conversation, and it may be picking up. So I just
let's pick it up.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Let's learn about his life.
Enhance. Kevin, enhance that combo.
Kevin zoom in, enhance digital CSI pick up.
Everyone, be quiet. We're just gonna
hold on. Oh, it's there. I hear it.
You hear it?
Do you?
I heard something.
I have to close the windows, even though there's a nice breeze coming in, and I'm just gonna sweat. Be right back.
Okay.
Yeah, dude. I'm sweating on every Goosebuds record.
Yeah, it's part of the. Well, it's the salty flavor that gets into the podcast that everyone loves.
You know, I'm really worried about this this back spasm thing I was talking about before we started recording. Like,
you should be concerned about your back spasm.
I thought it was just a pinched nerve. My plan was I have a pinched nerve. I'm just gonna go to a Thai massage parlor and have an old lady step on my back, and it'll fix all of it. But now I'm thinking it'll just destroy my back.
I think maybe someone should Photoshop, and not me, but someone should Photoshop a Goosebumps cover where Chad, or illustrate where Chad is in immense pain with a tweaked neck, and it says the pinched nerve.
The pinched nerve that you couldn't turn.
And maybe there's a goblin who's like, he's like a ghost, and he's like pinching Chad's nerve. I think
it should be a picture of a jelly man Chad with no spine, and it's called "My Spine Skipped Town."
My spine skipped down.
I think that's what it should be.
The flavor text can say it packed its bags and went to Kalamazoo or something. Walla Walla, Washington. What are those cartoon towns?
Bugs Bunny always turned left in Albuquerque.
Yep.
Yeah.
Kalamazoo's an area near where Chad grew up, right?
Yeah, I know Kalamazoo, Michigan. Yeah.
Kalamazoo, real place.
All right, well, hold on. We were talking about these just to bring us back. The God's Not Dead, the Kevin Sorbo, all this stuff. I feel like we got to hear the end of the plot of this movie you were talking about. We kept going on.
Oh yeah. Please.
Which one? Let There Be Light or
No, the first
Last Ounce of Courage.
Oh, Last Ounce of Courage. Do you guys want me to spoil it for you? Because watching the movie is kind of like watching coals burn right next to your eyes.
Oh God!
Well, because it's so bright and intense.
Yes. No, it's because it's just like such a. The main character really champions this idea of the war on Christmas, and it really embodies like the confusion that baby boomers have, like who think this way, and their confusion about the world and also their perspective. It's actually quite, like I say, watch a Christian movie because it's quite insightful to what they perceive the world to be. But I will spoil it now. So the son who dies in Iraq, he had a child, and, you know, the family is still obviously connected with the mother of the child and the child. And so they're visiting for Christmas, and the father is the head of the home, the grandpa, the father. He's also the mayor of the town, and he's going to make it Christmas Town.
Can I just add that on the trailer thumbnail for it? It's him. It's him driving on a motorcycle with a big American flag behind it and like a grandpa shirt.
Yeah, that's a thing that comes up a couple times. They make a point to.
Is it like reverse Easy Rider? Is that like supposed to be Easy Rider but like not cool in any way?
Yes, exactly. I mean, it's cool in a really horrible way. But he also has like a no 666 or like Satan sucks pin or something like that.
That's cool. I would love to actually have that pin.
But yeah, they make a point to say that bikers are nice Christian boys. But anyway, the film goes on. The climax happens at this school play where they're having the Christmas play. But, you know, since Bibles aren't allowed in school, which
it's a holiday play.
Yes, but it's all about aliens, and the music is
what? I'm sorry.
Okay, sure, yeah,
yeah. So like the school is a illustration of the world. Like earlier in the movie, the son of the guy who dies, he brings a Bible into school, and they act like he brought a knife into school. But like the principal is really upset. But anyway, yeah. So this wacky play is going on. It's not really about, you know, the meaning of Christmas or anything. So the son without a father. I'm talking about this in such a weird way. The guys, the son and
the son without a father so
and his friends hijack the play to turn it into a birth of Jesus story with the whole manger garb and everything.
Yeah.
Earlier in the movie, he's going through his father's stuff, like his trunk from Iraq, and in it are like video diaries that he sent home to his family. He's looking through the trunk and he's watching videos, and then the grandpa goes, "You can't watch this one," and he takes it away from him. So then later on in the movie, he watches it, and then at the end of the movie, they have this Christmas play going on, and then he plays the last video diary that was sent home. And in the video diary, the guy's like, you know, the people over here, if they said Merry Christmas, they would be murdered. You know, we're fighting out here. We're really fighting. And he's doing this video diary while in the background, like people are like on edge with guns. Like there's clearly something happening. And then of course, in this video diary, they get bombed and he dies.
In the video.
And then the camera just like zooms in on this dead guy. And the son.
And his last words are Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. And the son plays this for the whole school, and then all of a sudden everybody is all about Christmas. Why did they let this guy watch his father die? Why did this kid show his father dying to a whole school so that we can celebrate Christmas or something?
Sorry, why is it like taped? Like, were they just like shooting home footage of at war?
Yeah, he had like a camcorder and he was sending home video diaries. Like, this is what we're doing today.
Okay.
I don't think you're allowed to vlog while a war is happening.
No, you're definitely not, especially when a bombing you're fighting, apparently.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You all know if you vlog, like the enemy army will get those vlogs and be like, not only do we know their location, but we know their greatest weaknesses. We know all their fears.
We know that they're afraid of us not saying Merry Christmas.
Yeah, now we can use this against them. It's too much intel.
This script is so brilliant because the naming conventions are great. The main character, his name is Bob Revere.
Yeah, the Revere. I was just looking at that.
That's beautiful. That's fucking beautiful.
I just to change gears for a second, and then we can talk about all things spooky, and maybe this will lead us into it if Christianity is not spooky enough.
I know it's about ghosts.
I watched a great movie the other night. Maybe you guys have seen it, starring Christopher Walken, called The Dead Zone, based off of the Stephen King book.
I always wanted to watch that as a kid.
Wait, the TV series that also was a thing?
They also made it a TV series, like they also did The Shining. They did like a TV series. And The Langoliers, if you remember The Langoliers.
I remember
the TV movie.
They did a TV event.
Yeah.
We watched the whole thing. It's awful. Stephen King's in it, though. But he makes a cameo. But yeah, so Dead Zone, it's on Hulu. You should watch it. It's, just I'll give you the setup. Christopher Walken gets in a car accident and he's in a coma for 5 years, but when he wakes up, he has second sight and he can, see the future or see the past. It's excellent though. It has like a lot of tropes of second sight, but like it's done in a really good way. David Cronenberg directs. It's on Hulu. If you haven't seen it, you guys should really see it. It's great.
It's about like a chemical warfare attack, right? Like he sees that happening.
Wait,
isn't that what's going to happen?
Well, why don't you? I won't deny it, confirm or deny.
Okay.
But I will say, watch the movie. But a lot of stuff happens. He's second sighting a lot of stuff.
Okay, I thought I remembered that about it, but I don't tell me. I'll watch it.
Is there Cronenberg type stuff in it? Like for it to be a Cronenberg film?
There's some cool stuff where when he has second sight, he like transports to the space, and it's kind of neat. And there is probably one kind of gross, violent thing that is actually not too bad, but it's good.
Okay,
the Dead Zone to me is, and Stephen King in a lot of ways is a quintessential 90s thing. I don't know if that movie was made in the 90s, but I remember all the TV shows were coming out in the 90s, all the TV adaptations of his things. Is Dead Zone
83?
83. But the television
they did the
show
TV
was the
series, yeah, because they also did The Stand in the 90s, I believe.
Yes, The Stand.
Yeah, the TV show I think is like mid 2000s or something. It was like
no way, really?
Yeah, I think it was like around the time Suits was a thing. So Dead Zone started in 2002.
Oh my God, you're right. Wow. I thought that
a post 9/11 world, Anthony Michael Hall gets to see ghosts.
I mean, what are some of the other ones? The Tommy Knockers. Do you guys remember that?
Tommy Knockers was 90s.
I always get Tommy Knockers and Langoliers confused. I thought they were the exact same thing.
Langoliers, the reveal of the monster, it's the stuff that eats the past, and they're like little CG brown guys with teeth. In fact, they kind of sound like the Lanks from this book. The other
the Lanks.
So they look like little CG Lanks, oddly enough.
When are they going to do like, the same way like that it got a big budgeted remake to critical acclaim? When are they going to do like a big budget version of the Langoliers?
It's got to happen now. I think there's going to be a resurgence.
I think we got to contact Butch Hartman and start this Kickstarter.
Let's do Christian Langoliers.
Yes. Oh yeah, they're going to eat up the Christmas.
They're eating all the holiday cheer.
Oh man,
the Langoliers. I just Google searched images for the Langoliers. It's so
they're
funny.
Cool looking though. They're like big teeth.
Yeah,
mouths.
watch out. You might have to fight them in a PlayStation game.
They kind of look like a shy halud, like a sky halud, because they come out of the sky.
Uh-huh. They look like the evil version of that weird mascot from Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, that little green smiley face thing that I never knew what the significance of that was. Like that's the evil version of that.
Oh my god, it's so crappy.
Okay, it's one of those monster designs where it's just like let's say like a beholder, a D&D beholder, right?
They are kind of like beholders,
but like the beholder's designed where you can at least. This is important to me for monster design. I need to at least assume that if this thing eats you, it has a digestive system or a reason to eat. Like,
I think that the Langoliers are filled with black hole. That's what I'm assuming.
Oh, you think so? Because like they are just mouths. There's nothing else to them but mouths.
I think that they are a mouth that swallows you into a black hole. That's my guess.
Okay, that helps a little bit.
It's like if the Predator's mouth was a monster.
Yes. Just which is the Scariest part of Predator, his mouth.
Well, and also the Predator mouth also helps like add a whole a metaphor that the Predator is a vagina and it's female empowerment, and these masculine dudes in the forest are fighting back against it.
Here we go.
Hell fucking
Here we go.
yeah.
Now everybody's going to want to watch. Everyone's going to want to read about the Langoliers. You know how the internet does that every once in a while. They're like, "Hey guys, Rumors is a good album," and then everybody listens to it. Langoliers. Now everybody's going to watch the Langoliers.
That's such a good reference point.
I said that on Continue Cast. I said it was a perfect album, and Josh was flabbergasted that I would say such a thing, and then he listened to it and he's like, "It is perfect." And I'm like, "Yeah, motherfucker, it's a perfect album."
And then you notice that, like, the Spotify was like popping up on the charts, and I think I did that.
I did it.
You helped.
Yeah,
I did that. But I think that those television shows were quintessential 90s. This book has a very quintessential, all the Goosebumps books.
What a segue.
We're reading It Came From Beneath the Sink, right? That's what it's called. This one was called. This one has a Super Soaker reference right at the start, and I was like, "Oh, that's that good 90s nostalgia right off the top." and I love the way that he works it into this, because he just talks about how the kid's just hanging out, and he just whips a Super Soaker out. And I was like, "RL, you don't know how big a Super Soaker is. There's no way you hid that."
Well, it could have been like one of those little ones. I liked those guys.
You like the little tiny ones? Oh, I only liked the big, like, smart gun size Aliens 2.
Dude, the fucking one with the handle on it.
Yeah, I wanted ones that like fired mortars. That's what I basically needed.
Basically, a Super Soaker that fired a water balloon is what you wanted.
Yeah. I had the one that apparently I found out recently was like actually like the most powerful, dangerous one, and got banned because people's eyes were getting shot out.
Oh fuck yeah! What one was that?
I'll look up the name of it again.
Hell yes.
But I enjoyed bringing like a big heavy duty one. But I get the charm of what Dom's saying, of like having a tiny little one, and then you kind of just like you start the water gun fight with that.
You pull out the Super Soaker Derringer during a poker game with your friends.
Yeah.
Yes,
totally.
And then the OK Corral happens.
Yes. For the record, the one I'm talking about was the Super Soaker Renegade. CPS 2000 had a range of 50 feet. And it was discontinued by Hasbro.
Oh my God, I gotta see Super Soaker Renegade.
You could pump that baby up. It was so satisfying, and it would like launch water across the yard like a mortar. And I was like,
"This is like a shot. This is like a rail gun."
Yeah, I loved it. It was amazing. And then one time, one of my friends filled it with like hot boiling water and shot another kid. and they got in huge trouble. We were like, "That's super fucked up, man. You didn't tell us you were doing that."
That is very fucked up, but kind of hilarious now that I know that the person survived that was hit with it, right? They survived?
Yeah, they did.
Okay, good.
I like that the Super Soaker guns just started to look like Doom guns.
Yeah, that's what you wanted. You wanted to be a badass with your Super Soaker.
Mm-hmm. But this book, welcome to Goosebuds, by the way.
Welcome to Goosebuds. Sorry.
We had read It Came From Beneath the Sink. If you didn't read the title of this podcast,
of this podcast,
Why don't we start it up? Set it up here. Katrina and her brother, I forget his name.
Daniel.
I think it is Daniel. They're moving into a new house and they're cleaning up the house. And what do they find underneath the sink? A sponge that is breathing.
A sponge. This one actually is kind of scary.
I kind of like this one. There was a big practical joke, like fake out after the first chapter, and man, I do not have time for those anymore.
We've grown past them, I'd say.
Yeah, I had a really negative reaction to it, but I will say that the book is pretty good.
There's another one in the middle of it where the kid pretends his hand falls off, and the kids always fall for it. How do these kids keep falling for this?
However, there are some things that they're like, "Oh no, I stepped on a nail," and he really did step on a nail, and he's bleeding.
Yeah, that's pretty dark.
So there is some payoff here. So the pranks actually work pretty well for.
Can I say though, in terms of the bad prank fake out in the beginning, it's that a hairy claw comes out. Yes. And it's her little brother, and her little brother's in a rat costume?
Yeah.
Who has a rat costume?
Who has a rat costume? That's a great question.
I guess I was like, I don't know, maybe that's for Halloween, but it felt like the brother had this, like,
No, it feels
part
like
of
Daniel's
his life.
Yeah, Daniel's a real sick fuck. You can
Yeah,
tell because he has that rat
oh yeah.
I also felt I might be jumping ahead, but I think that Kat, it might be one of the dumbest children that we've ever
definitely
encountered.
And that's what was kind of frustrating about this book in the middle of it. Why don't we get to that point that is I found so frustrating. I'll just go over a brief description of what happens. She finds this sponge, a bunch of bad things starts happening like to her and whoever holds the sponge, and then their dog goes missing, and she's like, what the fuck? What's going on? So then Danny, her little brother, finds this book at the library that is basically a monster manual.
The encyclopedia of weird.
And that's what I kind of loved about it. I was like, oh, okay, it's like a monster manual. I have like books like that are like weird creatures, which I also like. But this just very much felt like a monster manual monster.
Yes.
Like there's like a hood that if it falls on you, it can kill you in Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, it's like it's like a bat basically, like inside of a hood that eats your head, right?
It's pretty cool. But like I like items like that. Anyway, this reminded me of that. And they find in the book the sponge, and it's called a Grool, and the Grool brings bad luck to the person who owns it, and the person who owns it can never give it away. And if they give it away, and if they're separated from it for a day, they die. And Kat, and this is the point that is so frustrating, Kat is so shocked by this, or so scared, that she just straight up denies it. She goes, "No, this isn't. That's not real. Throw that book away. That's not what's happening. I'll just go back to holding my breathing sponge." That also has eyes. That's a really gross part too, and the eyes pop out.
It's a creepy creature. This is probably one of the creepiest monsters that RL. I don't think a Grool is a real thing that we've ever invented in real life outside of Goosebumps, right?
I don't think so. I kept wondering if he's going to maybe be like, borrowing from somewhere else. But no, I think
he made this up.
I gotta say, I like that. He did a good job. This is a gross thing.
This is one of the better written ones by RL. It's the dialogue's actually pretty good. There was actually a clever line by Kat at one point where he's like, the Book of Weirds, or I forget what it was. He was like talking about the super lawn, and she's like, "You're super stupid," and I was like, "That's actually a pretty good little comment."
That was good, but it was like a friendly one. It wasn't like a mean one, which I liked, which I also liked.
Yeah, their relationship was good between the brother and sister. They like kind of got along, which I liked.
Yeah,
man, guys, I really missed out. I just watched the episode pretty much.
Oh, you didn't read it?
I feel like I feel really bad that I missed out on his best book ever.
Oh, okay. So here's the thing, though. She's stupid. So back to what Chad was saying, or what Dom was saying. Her brother shows her this book, and he's like, "It's a mythological creature," and instantly she shows that she has a profound misunderstanding of what the word mythological means, and says, "Oh, it's mythological. That means it's fake." No, bitch, that's not what a myth is.
No, that's not right.
That's not what a myth is.
But the great thing is,
the man, the myth, the legend. How does that person exist?
Yeah, right.
Think about it.
She's dumb. And I love that later on you kind of see where the dumbness was passed down through the family, because she explains it to her aunt. And she's like, "Yeah, it's a mythological creature called a Grool." And the aunt's like, "Oh, a myth means that it's fake." And I was like, oh my God, you're just ruining this child. You just taught this child a very dumb thing that obviously this child believes now.
And maybe RL was like, you know what? I know what myth means. And he didn't have Google, so he couldn't quick reference. He was like, "I know a myth."
Oh yeah, you had to go to the library to look up books and stuff, like words. That's crazy.
No, I gotta write a book. I gotta get my book written for the month. I gotta get this fucking done.
A myth is fake. I don't care. If that's not true, the kid's just dumb. It's just the dumb kid's fault. It's not my fault.
Well, so my one big problem with this book, and I want to hear what happens in the episode as well, but I just want to get to this, because the rules of the Grool are that if you find it, then it's yours until you die. You can't get rid of it. A very specific language that it cannot be killed by force.
Violence or force, yeah.
Violence or force. So, Katrina has all this bad luck happen to her. However, whoever holds the sponge also gets bad luck, so it's transferable. So the rules kind of conflict.
The owner idea was very confusing to me. Of theoretically, someone owned this sponge, left it under the sink because they moved into a new house
Well, the creepy idea there is that this person died, and that's why they were able to buy this house.
I know. I wanted that to be found out. I wanted that to be like, oh yeah, they slipped and fell down a banana, down a bunch of stairs into a pile of silverware. It was crazy.
Yeah.
I have to backtrack here because I think I do understand it now.
Okay.
Because you can give the sponge away. However, if you give the sponge away, you die after a day. You can give the sponge away, so whoever is holding the sponge has bad luck as well. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Then it is transferable, but with consequence.
Yeah, and I think it's more an aura of bad luck it creates because she is and other people hold it, but when she is holding it, bad luck happens around her as well.
Yeah, that's the question. Is like, is it bad luck only affecting the person? Because like in the show, for example, the parents drop their nice china. And it's like, oh, grandmama gave this to us. Oh no. And like, does the kid really care about the china? Like, does the kid? So is she? It's just everyone's lives are messed up.
Yes, and that's what I think the book gets that generally across. That's what's happening.
Yeah.
She's also dumb. She also is dumb in that there's a great illustration of her dumbness when she is trying to, she completely ignores, again, what Dom said earlier, she ignores the facts of the book. She just she denies them.
Despite that it describes the creature exactly that is breathing in her hand. Anyway.
Exactly. Yeah. And the chapter or part of the book ends where it says she sat down with a notebook to figure out her plan. And then the next day she's shoveling a hole to fucking throw it in, and she had to sit down and notebook that out. You had to really fucking
one dig hole.
I had the same reaction because I think that before she sat down, that she knew she wanted to bury it. She kind of alluded to the fact that she was going to bury it in the ground. So she sat down to say, "Tomorrow I'll meet with my brother and bury the sponge." Like that is the extent of the planning that you would need to do.
She was bullet journaling. I do that. Now. You just write down what you're gonna do, and then you cross it off, and you feel really good about it. It's like
that's the subtext that Dom and I miss because we don't bullet journal. That's the problem.
Yeah, I don't bullet journal. Really changed my life.
I do just do to-do lists, and
Hey, here's the thing, guys. That's all bullet journaling is. It's just a to-do list. Don't let. It's a big scam. It's just to-do list.
It's called a bullet journal, and I have my bullet coffee. And I put on my bullet journal buy bullets.
And my nickname is the Bullet, so
And my favorite basketball team is the DC Bullets.
Was that a team?
Yeah, I think so.
Might as well
before it was the Wizards. Hold on, let me bring it up.
When there's old teams they don't have anymore, so I could totally buy. They're like, we're gonna call them the Bullets, guys. We realize it's not a great name. It's like it's kind of making people think about. Listen, fans keep coming to the stadium and bringing guns. We need that to stop.
Yeah, we can't. We're really encouraging this by accident. We didn't.
The logo was really dope. In fact, for the Bullets, this is just a quick sidebar.
They changed the name of that team, right?
Yeah, it's the Washington Wizards.
I'd say Wizards is cooler, but okay, what's the logo for the Bullets?
It just says bullets, and then the L's are hands reaching for a basketball.
That's dope.
Oh, it's not a cool gun or something?
Older iterations may have been, but the last iteration was the hands.
Okay, I guess that's fine.
Oddly enough, there was a lot of controversy over the Washington Wizards star. What is his name? I just had it. Gilbert Arenas, who brought a gun to the locker room.
Oh, smart.
Well,
cool.
It's just something that happened.
I'm
not saying one way or another if it's bad. I'm just saying.
I just don't think bring a gun to a arena ever. But okay.
This was pre-shootings.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is when guns were fun.
This is when Columbine had happened, and that was it.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay, but read this evil sponge. I don't want to stop us too much from getting the plot, but this thing that keep popping up for me in the first few chapters I read of the book, and then when I switched over to the TV show, was the logic of this sponge that causes bad luck.
Yes,
and then thrives off the bad energy. It num 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 eats the juju. Also, again, why does it even have a mouth with sharp teeth if it doesn't eat flesh?
This one doesn't. This one doesn't.
Oh, in the TV show, it totally has. It's a totally a Langolier. It's like
I would have made the same choice if I was adapting. I would have gave it a scary
mouth. It's just the thing. I was like, unless it eats your blood or something, it whatever. Fine,
well,
I get it. It's scary.
So in the book, they find out that there's another creature that looks very similar called the Lanx.
As soon as they mention that, you're like, that's going to show up later. I get it. But
yes.
So the logic though of this gloom, I always forget. Goof, a goof troop. What is it called?
A Grool.
The Grool. But I love the gloof. The gloof's good.
Is that it enjoys your bad energy, but it seems like in terms of natural evolution of a predator, it shouldn't be wanting to kill you.
Sure, it should make you suffer for as long as possible.
Like a parasite, it should latch on and then make your life miserable, but never kill you.
Right.
Which is slightly different than it seemed like a lot of the bad luck stuff, which was also scary, was like stepping on nails.
That was a scary part of the book because there was blood, and I was surprised that it got that violent.
Yeah, that part's cool. I was just like, at some point, you'll die from having this gloof. I know it's not its name.
Yes. Well, now it's the gloof forever.
Now it's the gloof.
I guess what it was, it was kind of like an allegory for heroin.
Yes.
Because like the sponge lives off of drugs that will ultimately kill it, because then it'll kill the person. You guys get what I'm saying.
Yeah, I get the metaphor you're throwing down. Yeah.
Sure, it's heroin, yeah.
It's heroin. It's heroin.
If that had been a twist reveal at the end of this book, that like the child had just been injecting heroin the entire time, I would have been so on board that
would have been a cool ending.
I think all books should end
with children doing heroin.
with an extra page, or no, not an extra page. Just at the final words, there's the final words of the book, and then just a couple spaces below that, they just reveal what something was supposed to be. The Grool was heroin. Is that what they should say?
They don't even write the eloquent storytelling metaphor. It just tells you flat out.
Straight up.
It's the back of the Encyclopedia Brown book. It just tells you what the answer is.
Yeah. But it's upside down, so if you just happen to flip to it, you don't
accidentally read it.
But here's the thing, guys. I can always accidentally read that upside down. Not that I'm a genius, but I feel like that didn't really work.
I'm smart enough to read that upside down.
It's like context clues. You could tell what it was. Yeah.
I think she does one other dumb thing. She's also stupid in that she reads again. She completely dismisses this weird book, this book of weirdness, the Encyclopedia of Weirdness, and she starts like smashing this thing, and she stabs it with scissors, and it cuts her hand open. And then she continues to keep attacking this thing. She shoves it down a garbage disposal, and she knows it's not going to work, but she refuses to not try these tactics to try and destroy this thing.
Yeah, I kind of wanted that to pay off in terms of a like she finally destroys it or cuts it in half, and then they grow into two of them or something.
Oh, that would have been great. And then she couldn't and then like her brother had his own.
Now you have to pass it on to someone else.
Oh, that would have been awesome.
Yeah,
frick.
That's kind of what I was hoping for. But
the Grool was STDs.
The Grool was STDs.
Well, how does the book kind of like wrap up? Because it's like this, it's just continually this thing of no one believing her, and I don't know if it's in the book, but in the show, it's like she brings this thing to parents and adults, and it always doesn't show its eyes and or teeth.
Yeah, that's the same in the book. Yeah, same in the book.
Which is like surprise, like that demonstrates a level of genius.
On the gloof's part, right?
On the gloof's part,
I love a gloof.
Could love gloof in the morning. I was like, what? It's sentient. It's sentient at that point.
It's a fucking demon. It's a piece of shit demon that's being all tricky and fucking with this kid.
So how do they wrap it up in the book? Not to get to.
So they wrap it up. She Ernest scared stupids it.
Yeah.
What? She pours milk on it.
It's Miak first.
Miak, sorry.
No, he kills it with love. She kisses it.
That's the final blow. She like talks like really like cutesy to it. She's like singing lullabies and doing. And she does this after a boy gets hit with a baseball in the head. And
wait, again, like Bird from the fourth book.
Yeah. Yes. Exactly. He gets fucking whaled with a ball. And then she's running away, here's a weird part. Here's the part where the logic of the thing breaks down right before she does the lullaby singing. She's running away after the kid gets hit with the ball on a bike, and a car almost hits her, and she's like, bad luck. And I was like, that's pretty good luck that the car didn't hit you. I think that actually kind of worked out in your favor. But then she finally like realizes, oh, we can't destroy this thing after trying 3 different times to fucking tear this thing apart. She starts lullabying to it, like, and Dom, as you said, after it like dries up and shrivels up, she gives it a kiss, and it just disappears.
Much like at the end of Ernest Scared Stupid, where he kisses the troll and it dies.
Mm-hmm. Doesn't it explode?
I don't remember. Oh, that's right. He does kiss the troll. Right.
Chad, do you remember Ernest Kills 7? Or Ernest Kills?
I think about that all the time when we watch the Ernest Scared Stupid death count, and it just says in big text, Ernest kills 7, like a newspaper headline.
But it was like someone unaware, like somebody who would take the time, someone who would take the time to put together an Ernest kill highlight reel.
I assume most of the people who make kill count compilations on YouTube are genuinely getting off on it. They're like,
oh yes,
I love seeing this child die, like, or whatever. Yeah,
Ernest kills 7.
Ernest kills 7. He lost it.
They messed with his Halloween, man.
By the way, side tangent, I might have one night gotten a little loopy and decided to watch the original Ernest, Hey Vern,
it's
commercials.
Ernest.
Hey Vern, it's Ernest compilation videos where it's all fisheye lens and
yep.
Still pretty funny. Like, still pretty good. Like, the rest of the movies aren't funny, except for the Vern segments. It's really just that's the good part.
The Vern segments are so good.
I'll say, Scared Stupid was probably the best and the last good Ernest movie. As we know, we try to watch. Chad and I try to watch Saves Christmas.
It's so racist.
That movie is bad and racist.
It's racist, and he also has some like odd sexual stuff with a minor, right?
Oh yeah, there's like some. If I remember right, there's like some weird chemistry between Ernest and like the girl, but she's like not 25, she's 14 or something like that. For
right,
sure.
Right.
That said, Jim Varney, quite the character actor. You may have seen him in a little movie adaptation of the Beverly Hillbillies.
He was great.
He was also
Slinky Dog.
He was also on an episode of Viva La. Oh, what was that show called?
Viva La Bam.
Viva La Bam, yeah, baby.
Ernest on Viva La Bam would have been great.
It would have been.
Oh gosh, it was the show that some of the people from the state did after the state, and I can't remember.
Oh, I don't know that one.
I have to Google it because everyone's favorite social.
I think of Stella. That's what I think of after.
Stella was great.
Johnny Blue Jeans. That's what his name was. Viva Variety. That was what.
Viva
it was.
Variety.
I don't know that one.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Anyways, back to the book.
No.
Oh yeah, sorry.
No, it's fine. It's fine. I do want to. I'm glad you watched the show because I would like to know the differences. So, like, the whole time I was reading this, again, this was one of the better books on R.L.'s Party. Did a good job with this one. The girl being stupid wasn't. It worked. It just she was dumb. She was a very dumb character. He does a good job though of building tension. The monster's cool, and the whole time I was reading it, I was like, this would probably make a good television episode. How was the TV episode, Chad?
I felt bad for the actors the entire time because of how much they had to just kind of like. This entire episode of the TV show was carried so much by sound editing and like music stings to make this little sponge look scary.
What was the noise that it made?
I don't know. It was like just like gross like. It was just, honestly, I think they just had a mic put up to a wet sponge, and just squeezed it over and over. Yeah, but like, because they give it sharp little teeth, and they give it like glowy jack-o'-lantern eyes.
Yep.
And again, you're like, all right. Is
it the same kind of eyes that the dog gets in the intro?
It's a little bit more like just like light brights hidden in a sponge. Like I think the prop itself was made very simply.
Gotcha.
The biggest difference, honestly, also they don't show a kid stepping on a nail or any of the really cool horrific kills. It's always more like
kills.
the kill count.
Gloof kills 8.
Gloof kills 8. I mean, because I kept picturing like reading part of the book. Like, oh, this is going to be like a Final Destination thing. This is going to be like some
Yeah.
Oh, the gym's got some Alibaba swords hanging on the walls. And they're going to fall off and kill a guy. That's a real thing for Final Destination. And then instead, it's really just like a thing breaks, or like they give it to a scientist teacher to watch, and she's like, all right, I'll dissect it. And then like a Bunsen burner breaks.
Okay.
But I think the biggest detail, because it doesn't sound like this was in the book at all, was she gives it to her science professor, who's like, it's your everyday sponge. But okay, since you guys insist, I'll dissect it for you overnight. Mm-hmm. Which I think the teacher was just lying to them and was just going to go home and like grade papers.
Yeah.
But their like discovery of why how to defeat the sponge seems a little bit more inspired in the show, because in the book she just like has the idea, right?
She has the flash of insight. Yeah.
Okay, so in the show they have to sneak back into the school because now like
it would have killed her, right? It would.
Well, yeah, they read the book like way too late. Like most of the episode is them just like, I don't know, I guess we'll bury it, and then very finally at the end of the arc, the nerdy best friend, they made him a nerd, and he's like, oh, you should save this and study it for science. I'm 7. Like he's not actually a scientist.
Yeah.
But he finds the book and reads it. It's like, it says here that if you give it up, you'll die within 24 hours. I gave it to the teacher. So then they go back to school, but it's night. So they got to break into the school. Not really exciting, other than that there's a janitor who's cleaning stuff up, and he's singing like, you are my sunshine, my only sunshine.
Is it hurting it?
And he's listening to it on headphones, and it's
my
like
favorite song to listen to, by the way.
It's such a great. Well, here's the thing. So like the music they have, clearly that's a public domain song, but the version they pick is like circus music. It's like you can hear it, and it's like if you heard a janitor listening to this while he cleaned, you would instantly arrest him. You're like, I don't know what crime you've committed, but you've done something wrong.
There are future crimes coming.
There are future crimes. Yeah, precog.
Oddly enough, I just want to throw this out there. In Ernest Scared Stupid, Ernest is the janitor, and he would listen to
odd connection. Dog.
Oh my god,
he would.
What
you're right?
Do you think that came out around the time of this book? Do you think it inspired this book?
I don't know. Maybe.
Or
probably.
did this steal from Ernest Scared Stupid?
Ooh.
The credit sequence to Ernest Scared Stupid is quite fun.
Are you just watching it right now?
Yeah, I just turned it on. No, I wish. I wish.
I did ask what the noise it made was, because I don't know if you got this, Dom, while you were reading, but the one refrain noise that it continues to make, it's written as whoa ah, but for some reason in my head I kept hearing hoo-ah, and I kept thinking it was doing the hoo-ah, and I kept hearing that the whole time I was like reading it, and like I could not take this thing seriously because I just saw Al Pacino's career ending over and over again.
I just heard I heard like kind of like a deep kind of breathe sound, like a okay, like that. That's what I was kind of thinking. Maybe not that loud, but yeah,
it was hoo-ah in my head.
It was hoo-ah.
I like a hoo-ah for sure.
I've never seen Son of a Woman, and I probably never will.
Neither have I. I just know the
one where he's blind. That's where he's blind, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's a pretty good movie. It's not bad.
Yeah,
it's just he has a hammy acting thing in it, right? That's the problem. He just hams it up a little much. Choose the scenery.
He hams up in all. If you want to see Al Pacino hamming it up, Devil's Advocate, my friend.
Well, anything post Son of a Woman is where you get hammy Al Pacino.
Yeah, I'd say so. I mean, I've never seen him rein it in.
That's true.
I've never seen like a restrained Al Pacino in Jack and Jill or whatever. Like,
yes.
Let me know if you guys want to talk about Anthony Hopkins sometime.
Sure. I'm happy to talk about Anthony Hopkins. I'm happy to talk about him in Transformers 5, whatever you want. But I should finish telling you the rest of this janitor.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Go on.
Sorry. I mean, that was just another time. Like maybe when we're hanging out, ask me about Anthony Hopkins.
Maybe on a Camp Goosebuds. Maybe on a Camp Goosebuds.
Yeah, I would like to talk about him. I think he's pretty interesting.
So like the janitor's like cleaning through, and it's all dark, so he's not really looking around. And they're like Metal Gear Soliding underneath the tables.
Yep.
Trying to find the sponge. And
like, he has his headphones on, so he doesn't really see them. There's really not that much of a stakes. Also, worst case scenario, the janitor's like, hey, get out of here, and you just take the sponge and go. Whatever.
Sure.
But, like, the lights shut off, obviously because of bad luck. The janitor goes over to, like, an electric circuit breaker, and you're like, ooh, this is gonna be juicy. He's gonna get shocked to death. But instead, he just, like, drops something and then picks it up and then hits his head on the circuit breaker, and he makes it sound like, he's like, oh, and immediately just knocks himself out. So the kids go over there like, is he dead? Nah, he's just sleeping. And then because the headphones are off his head, they can, like,
they hear the music.
Starts reacting to You Are My Sunshine, and then they play it. But in a scene that has 3 beats that it didn't need at all.
Yes.
You're like, it's working. It's the Mars Attacks,
right?
Where you realize that whatever, it's like Wayne Newton or whatever music like kills them.
The note makes their heads explode, right?
Oh yeah, sorry, I was confused because the book adaptation makes it Wayne Newton. I don't know why that's different than the movie.
Okay, all right.
Specifically Wayne Newton music, but
I think Wayne Newton was kind of like a punchline at the time, right?
Yeah, so the book made him the book movie adaptation of Mars Attacks had some story notes and made it the Wayne Newton specifically.
Gotcha.
Anyway, it's weird that I read a lot of movie adaptation books, but they.
I gotta say, my best friend Brandon, when we were like 12, he was super into those books. Apparently, they were very good.
Yeah, they every time the authors change the story, they had their own version of what should happen in the movie, but. So like they're like, oh crap, it's responding to the music. Quick, play more music, and then like a beat of nothing, and then like, I can't get it to play for some reason. Now you have to sing it, and you're like, oh god, don't make the character sing it. I get why this should be stronger, that they're having to be active in the destruction of the sponge, but it's just like the kids, instead of singing "You Are My Sunshine," they're just kind of make up like you're a handsome sponge. I think your color's so nice and that you are great. It's just that.
I love it. It's like
it's
like an Adventure Time song.
It's a little bit, yeah. It's them just making something up, and then the sponge just shrinks down, and they're like, "Cool, we defeated it." And then you reveal
she doesn't kiss it.
She doesn't kiss it, but you cut to the days later because there's narration in this episode. I don't think there's always narration. I don't think there's always voiceover.
No, I don't think there usually is. Right?
Yeah, this one has a lot of voiceover narration you really don't need. And it's like she's made a cool little like pet rock cubby for it where it's like covered in flowers. It's like a shrine. And she like wakes it up every morning and like greets it the day, and it's tiny, and then she plays like Hanson music for it.
Nice.
And you're like, okay, she's suppressed it. She's defeated the monster. This also maybe feels cruel, but cool. You did it.
Right. Is that how it ends? They don't find a Lanx?
It just and then it ends. Oh yeah, and then the dog that's run away comes back and it's like, Killer, you came back. Oh, what you got there? Oh, he found the potato with teeth.
Yes.
Yeah. And it's just a potato with teeth. It is like they didn't even try to make it different at all.
That was one of those moments in the book where like we all talked about this earlier, that you hear about the Lanx in relation to the gloof, and you like hear that and you're like, oh, that's coming back. That's the final beat of this episode or this book, right? They're finding the Lanx.
It works well.
I thought they're going to realize that it's actually a Lanx or something, that they were wrong, and
that's what I thought. That's what I thought. I thought like at some point they were going to like discover the teeth, and all of a sudden it was going to Lanx it up, and that was going to be the flip.
Yeah, see, that would have been nice, and also would have been different than just both of these things have teeth.
I gotta say, this was not a bad Goosebumps. This is a good Goosebumps.
It looks like the book was a better version for sure, because they actually could do like darker, more fucked up stuff to kids.
Yeah,
because kid steps on a nail is pretty crazy.
And she gouges her hand with some scissors, but she does it by attacking the gloof.
Scissors come into play in the Dead Zone. Check it out. Telling you,
I'm gonna watch it. I'm going to watch it.
You're gonna have fun.
The Dead Zone was heroin.
The Dead Zone was.
Let's wrap it up. I was going to say, do you guys want to have, just based inspired on what we had before, is there anything, we could have done different with this story? Because I have an idea.
Well, so we had discussed doing like what we thought the book should be about based on the name, right?
Yeah.
I really thought about that while doing this one, and I was like, this is pretty good.
I thought the same thing.
Yeah, the only things that came to my mind were really gross blue things that should not I don't think I'm going to talk about.
Gross blue. Wait, is it about the phrase coming?
Yeah, it's definitely about that.
Yeah, it's like the present tense of come.
Yeah.
I'm gaming.
I'm just gonna. I'm gonna put a pin in that for my next time I ever get the chance to say that.
I'm gaming.
I'm gaming.
Taking the past tense version and
the past tense of come. Come is the present. Come is the present tense. I'm gaming.
All right, we don't need to do that thought exercise this time.
No, but
I think that's it.
I want to pitch mine at least.
Go ahead.
No, I do want to say the story that probably goes off that title is you just find an old man who just jerks underneath your sink, and you're like, get out of here!
Yeah,
get out of here!
Get out of here, old man! Ew!
Yeah, we just moved in,
and he's like, I got squatters' rights, and you're like, shit! God damn it! We can't get him out of here!
I got scissors' rights.
Goddamn that city hall.
Okay, so mine's not completely thought out, but I think I would take the concept about a sponge that feeds off negativity, right?
Sure.
But let's say like this book now instead follows an older 17-year-old kid, and what do they do to make money in the summer? They flip houses.
Okay.
They work on houses and they flip it, and they get to this house that I guess they have enough money to buy houses and flip them.
It was the 90s, man.
It was the 90s. Yeah, the bubble hadn't bopped yet. Jesus Christ. and they discover this house that's been mysteriously given up in an estate sale. And they're like, oh, I find this weird sponge and it still feeds off negative emotions. They figure it out. But they realize that they can take the sponge and use it to clean up houses. Go house to house and use the sponge for cleaning. Because it's weird that they never try to clean anything with this sponge. That's my number one note with this book.
Here's the thing. I thought about that too, but then I realized I forgot what a sponge was. A sponge is a living being. We just named sponges, we just use sponges like artificial sponges now, but it used to be a living being.
Oh, yeah. No, I used to clean cars with old dead living sponges. That was the thing you just pick up and... I worked at a car wash and they had those, the actual. Here's a living sponge.
What a hard thing to do! What a horrid, evil thing to do.
Yeah,
just to clean something up. Be like, all right, come here.
Just to clean up a fucking BMW, But so you take the sponge, and you kind of get a little bit more of the character being a little more active in it. Ooh, I can go and I'll clean the houses, and I know that the bad luck will rub off on these people. So I'm cleaning the house, and then, oh no, your Hummel figurines all broke. What a shame. I guess I'll clean those up too if you guys want to pay me a couple extra hours. So they're getting something out of the
I like it. It's
curse.
a deal with the devil situation.
A deal with the devil sponge, for sure. And then, at some point, maybe the people who've had enough bad luck, her repeat clients are starting to die, and now she's flipping their houses. So it's I'm just really making it. Nothing's going bad for me. And then you have it. I don't know how it ends yet. I don't know if it the bad luck comes to bite her in the ass or what. But I think just using a bad luck sponge to clean houses and cause misery at your own profit is a nice deal with the devil story. I don't know how to end it. Maybe she eats the sponge.
I like that idea a lot.
Can I pitch on it?
Yeah.
Well, so this will be this not on your idea, but the idea of the book. So let's shorten it. Let's say, we're going to change two things.
Okay.
One is that it's not an encyclopedia of weird creatures. It's one volume of the encyclopedia of weird creatures. Yeah. And it's volume G.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And so early on, they figure it out. They're like, fuck, this thing is bad luck. And then she rereads it, and they go, she doesn't throw it out immediately. She takes it for... she listens to the book, and then she realizes pretty quickly, gotta kill it with love. They kill it. Then the next creature on the next page shows up in their life. They're like, fuck, we gotta deal with this. Maybe it's the Lanks, but it's not called the Lanks. It's called the Ganks. Okay.
Yeah.
For the sake of this.
Yeah.
And so they're like, but then they figure out that and they kill it. And they're like, oh, phew. And then another creature shows up and they're like, fuck, we got to keep killing all these things. They keep coming up in our lives. But then the little brother turns forward pages in the book.
Yeah.
And they see a creature called the Garum. which is a horse demon. And it's just standing on two legs, and it's like buff. It kind of looks like, you know, like a sexy, like furry of a horse.
I was thinking like it looks like the Ren and Stimpy like neighbor horse kind of.
A little bit. He's kind of hunky, but he is a demon.
Okay.
So the book is like leading up to the Garum showing up. And I don't know what happens, but the Garum shows up, and they have to deal with it. I don't know.
Well, I think what
I just want them to have to figure out what to do with the horse.
What to do with the Garum? Well, I think the thing is that they every monster that they kill in the G section, they have to be loving towards it, and the only way that they can destroy the Garum is to create and this will be an 18+ book. They have to have a sexual romantic relationship with the Garum.
You know, wait, I want to just amend this a little bit. Is that the book says specifically that the Garum will fuck your dad.
And it will destroy his marriage, your dad's marriage.
Yes, it will. It breaks. It cleaves the bonds of marriage in half
with fucking.
Because I'm assuming the fucking your dad is so good. The dad's like, I gotta go love this instead.
Yeah, he can only love a Garum.
Like, he really likes it, and like it's really loud, and everyone in the house can hear how much dad loves getting fucked by the Garum. And the wife is just, the mother is just, you know, she's just broken.
She will never be able to please him, and she'll hear the noises forever.
He's like, well, maybe you could peg me now. And then she's like, it'll never be as good as the Garum. I'll never be as good as the Garum to you.
I think the mom at some point like tries to save the marriage by dressing up like a sponge. Like she's just like, "Isn't this what you want? Isn't this what you want?" It's like, "No, I don't want." It's not the fact that it's a sponge. It's just it senses my misery. Like it can tell how I'm feeling. Unlike you cold bitch, and it just like slams the door.
Oh, I just love the idea of the Garum fucking him and then riding off into the sunset alone.
Yeah, the book just becomes about the parents at that point. The kids are just really not a part of the book. After the dad gets down with the Garum.
I really like that. I like this dark monster coming into a non-sexual monster.
The Garum was pornography. Internet pornography.
That is how it has to end.
And I think that's how the show ends, right?
I
think
beautiful.
We can leave it there.
I think that's how the podcast ends.
Yeah,
that's what I mean to say. Not the show, just this episode.
This episode, that's beautiful.
I like that a lot, guys. I enjoy we have a good horror movie idea. I mean, Paul respectfully bowed out.
I couldn't do it this time. I tried to think of one this time, but I couldn't.
This book was too perfect. Mark on the Records book was too perfect. No notes.
No notes.
I came up with mine on the spot, so maybe Garum up next time.
Garum up. That's got to be a shirt now.
Garum up.
Why do all of our horror movie monsters just like all fuck you? Like, why is that always like?
There's some like psychological stuff that eventually one day a psychiatrist will suss out of this podcast.
Yeah, I guess that's it.
I think Dad's getting fucked and it being okay. It's not like a rape thing. I think that's just funny.
I have no problem with it. I think it's a very consensual. I think like the Garum crawls up. It's just
the funniest thing. Is what I'm
I think it crawls up on the bed, and the dad's like, oh. It's basically Dan Aykroyd in Ghostbusters when he has that ghost blowjob.
Yeah, he's really into it.
Yeah. So at first he's like scared. He's like, oh no, ghost. But then he's like, oh wait,
sexy ghost.
So like the Garum, like he's laying in bed, almost wearing nothing with the door open.
Oh yeah, and his dick just hanging out in the wind.
And he's reading the newspaper. And,
he's not asleep; he's awake.
Yeah. And he sees something coming down the hall, and he lowers the newspaper a little bit. He's like, "Oh fuck, is that a horse?" And then he goes, "Oh fuck, is that a horse?"
And then the Garum flexes.
Yeah, and then he's like, "Ooh, it's a Garum."
Like he knows what they are ahead of time.
Well, like you have immediate knowledge once a Garum flexes at you. Well, you're like,
wait. If I can add on to that, I think the newspaper page says like at the top headline is like Garums are going around fucking dads, and the dad's like, I just read about that. That sounds tasty.
We gotta get rid of this. we got to get rid of the garum. He's ruining all the marriages in this county. And all the dads are like, I don't know. It doesn't seem like that big of a problem.
It's like a fucking shitty article from like the internet. It's like, want the best sex of your life? Find yourself a garum. And it's just a picture of a garum. And that's what he's reading when the garum shows up in his house. And he's just like, this is too coincidental. I have to fuck this thing.
I guess I have to fuck this thing.
Or this thing has to fuck me. Either way.
Yeah, he gets fucked by the garum.
They fuck each other. They take turns. As we be clear, it's a very consensual.
It's very beautiful. It's a very beautiful sexual relationship between these things. These
Totally.
two creatures.
Town fathers gaddying up with garum.
Get to caming with a garum.
Okay, I think that's Goosebuds.
That's Goosebuds.
We did
baby.
it good. We did it.
We did it, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. What else? What else do we have going on? If you enjoy this podcast that we barely gave you any info on, if this is your first time listening, welcome. Probably isn't, but if we don't get new listeners,
might be your last time if you got to the garum part.
But if you enjoy this type of content, you can see us doing other things. Guys, what else do we have going on in our creative lives?
I am going to do some new episodes of Tales from the Tavern soon.
Whoa!
Yeah. And I'm working on stuff. I'm working on other stuff, but you should stop by comfyjunior.com, my web shop, my store, where you can get a Mickle t-shirt. And if you order a t-shirt, I have alien t-shirts too. I got to send you one, Paul.
Yeah.
But if you order a t-shirt, I will send you a free antenna topper for the film in promotion of the film Fever Pitch. So they're little baseballs. They're little baseballs that go on your antenna on your car if your car has an antenna still. And it's for Fever Pitch in theaters April 8th.
Wait,
2005, I think.
2005.
Wait, the Drew Barrymore.
Yeah, I found them at a Savers. There was like 3 bags of Fever Pitch antenna toppers, and I bought one.
Dude, this is crazy. I want one. Okay.
Yeah, I'll hook you up. Do you have an antenna on your car?
Oh, crap. I don't have an antenna. Shit.
Well, hey, maybe you can put it on your Christmas tree.
There you go.
It's a great
the very
topper.
top. Yeah, take off that star, Jesus. You get out of here. It's
Get
like
Christ
Fever
out
Pitch.
at Christmas and get Fever Pitch in.
Drew Barrymore and Jimmy Fallon were in love, and they wanted to do a movie together, and they made that movie.
And it's about the Red Sox, if you like them. I also have new buttons. I've redesigned a couple buttons, and they are sharp, guys. I like them. Check them out, comfyjunior.com.
Get yourself a See Me in Hell pin. It's great.
Yeah, it's pretty
You'll be the talk of the town. Right below the Garum article, man wears cool pin. Picture of you.
good.
You can find me on Continue Show, Continue, and it's youtube.com/Continue Show. We have a podcast where we play role-playing games called Pretend Friends, and I'm doing the Goosebuds with you guys, and I got some other stuff I'm working on too. But we've been helping Dom on some stuff that's going to be really cool, and Chad and I are working on some potentially cool things.
Wait, did you drop Worlds Within the new Worlds Within Worlds?
Oh yeah, I got a new essay show out called Worlds Within Worlds. That's on youtube.com/normalboots. I did one on one of my favorite video games, Dune 2, and favorite novels, Dune.
It was really cool.
It's a great video. You guys, everyone who listens to the show should watch that Dune video. It's a really good video. I don't even want to say anything about it, but if you play Overwatch, MOBAs, anything, it's pretty neat. It's pretty good video.
Really all games.
The every best game ever is involved in this video.
Normal Boots is the page.
Yes.
Worlds Within Worlds.
Check
Just search one of those.
It's good. It's a good video. I'm happy with how it came out.
It's the one video on Normal Boots so far that doesn't have one of the other Normal Boots guys' faces just like enraged. Like all the other thumbnails for madness have been them all like, what? Like, that's an older face.
The YouTube face.
It's good.
The old YouTube face.
What about you, Chad?
I'm working during the day a lot on a show called Wizards. It's a spin-off to Troll Hunters. You guys won't see it for like years.
I'm super looking forward to it though.
It's good. It's going to be so cool. And then, but otherwise, besides Goosebuds, I've been doing D&D on the D&D Twitch channel with Holly Conrad and Jimmy Wetzel and friends of the show. every Thursday-ish. It kind of depends if there's panels or conventions.
Yep.
Thursdays at 5 Pacific on twitch.tv/D&D. I play a Warforged detective boy that's basically Data from Star Trek. It's real fun.
Wonderful.
It's real fun.
Are you still streaming, Chad?
I haven't gotten to stream with this new job very much, but I keep meaning to do some.
I'm going to stream next week sometime. I don't know when this is coming out.
If you're going to stream, let me know. I will stream with you. What's your Twitch stream, Dom?
My Twitch stream? The name is Necrodomicon.
Nice. I love that name. That's right.
Nice.
And I'm twitch.tv/Quantum Theory, and that's my name for everything.
You know what just came out? An
what?
update to Vermintide.
I saw that, but you gotta pay $10 for it.
What? Whoa, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. That game rules, and it's worth the $10.
It is pretty good.
Yeah, I kind of want to play that game.
I'm also getting back into Dead by Daylight, I think, if you guys ever want to play Spooky Monster game.
Frick, I gotta get that.
You just get to be chased by big monsters, and then you parkour around them, and you feel really cool.
That's cool.
Do they have like a sexy horse monster? Or
they don't. They have a sexy bunny lady, but not a horse yet.
Dom?
All right, well, I'll think about it.
Dom, there's always the Steam Workshop, baby. Get a Garum in that game.
Oh, get that mod in there, yeah.
Garum's Dungeon.
Garum's
guys, who wants to make that game with me?
I would go to a card store called Garum's Dungeon.
Garum's Consensual Sex Room. I do ask that Goosebuds listeners keep our friend Chad in your thoughts. He is going to have surgery to have his beard removed.
Oh
no!
Oh,
I'm just finding out this for the first time too. This is terrible.
He has a terrible disease.
Are you going to say what it is?
It's called beards. It's where you cannot stop growing a beard.
Man, if you saw me without this beard, you would not be my friend.
What?
It's just a very different person under this beard.
Chad, I'm sorry that you got Sabrutus, the beardsman's disease.
Sabrutus. Oh, that's what it was. And now you have to have your beard removed forever.
Or
they
the
take
beard
a big
will
laser.
Eat. The beard will eat.
They burn your face
energy
with a laser. It's actually not like a clean surgery. You just have a bunch of laser scars when you're done.
Oh no, they just rip it. They you gotta just take it out from the roots.
You look cool. You look very cool with the.
I'm gonna look like Edward James Olmos all over my face.
Yeah, it's a cool look.
Cool.
Sabrutus's face.
Sabrutus. The Garum was Sabrutus.
By the way, if you guys want to support the show, you can go on patreon.com/Goosebuds and get access to bonus episodes, Camp Goosebuds, like we've mentioned, our real cool Discord that is just full of love and wonderful people.
That clearly influences the show.
The show.
It's something that was being talked on in the Discord.
Yeah, people were talking about it while we were recording today, or they were talking about us doing stuff, and I was like, oh, I want to talk to them right now, but we're talking to each other, and I can't do it. But I'm going to go in there and talk to some people right after we're done.
Patreon.com/Goosebuds. Get in there.
And follow us on Twitter at GoosebuddsPod, and you can email us at goosebuds@gmail.com. I think that's everything. Guys, last words.
Down with Sabrutus. Up with the Garum.
Down with Sabrutus. Hashtag down. Yeah, up with the Garum.
Hashtag pray for Chad.
Okay.
We'll see you
Last
guys.
Ounce of Courage. See you in theaters. Never.
All right. Love you guys. Bye.
Love you. Bye. We couldn't make this podcast without the support of our Patreon supporters. We love you, and we wanted to give a shout out to y'all. So we're going to go right into it. Aaron T. Strunk.
Aaron watching you sleep, Dom Cole. Oh, great.
Nice.
Afshin Modeleb.
Aiden Dice.
Alistair Perez.
Alan Saylor.
Amelia Crouch.
Andrew Sheriff.
Axel Rock.
Becca McWilliams.
Bex Moss.
Ben Desrath Beeler.
Ben Bohan.
Bradford Coulter.
Brandon Rowdenbush.
Brian Ferniton.
Brian Wells.
Buddy Morrill.
Kale Clinton.
Calf, all caps.
Cameron McLean.
Cameron Murphy Audio.
Carewise Gamgee.
Carly Sarnowski.
Chad is beautiful and probably smells amazing.
Aw, part of that's true. Thank you.
Chosen one.
Chris Birch.
Chris Colvert.
Chris Mazoo.
Christina Doling.
Christopher Boyce.
Clay Castle.
Clayton C.
Cody Redfield.
Connor, see you in church.
Cougar Qualkin Kappelman.
Silo.
Dan Henshaw.
Daniel Callejas.
Stanky McStanky.
Depio.
David Cole.
David Cron.
Divaldi.
Drew Applegate.
Dylan Vaughn.
Ethan Obama.
First name, last name.
Fred Atkins.
Gabe Chavez.
Gregory D. Warren.
Heath Robinson.
Hector Alberto Rivera Ortiz.
Heidi Shanks.
Hey, it's Danklin.
Hollis Hornbeak. Hollis Hornbeak.
Ishak Arafin.
Jacob Racour.
Jake Young.
James Roy.
Jared Mason.
Jason Crooker.
Jennifer Britton.
Jim Greaves.
Jin K.
Joe.
Joe. Don't forget to vote. It's important, Scott.
Oh, damn.
Joey Evans.
John Jimco.
John Keaty.
John Luke.
Jonas Blatterman.
Jonas Engman.
Joshua Jack Jacobwitz.
Joshua Lopez.
Joshua P. Robertson.
Jubs.
Just a pretty good dog overall.
I love that one. Justin Wagman.
Kayla Tharp.
Kevin Boucher.
King Bank.
Levi like the jeans.
Logan Troiano.
Low Bellies Tears _
Luke Noodles.
Macho Muffin Randy Savage.
That makes me hungry. Maddie.
Martin A. Macias.
Matt Batchelor.
Matt Flanagan.
Matt Sadler.
Matthew Rieger.
Michael Knight.
Michael McDowell.
Oh, you are greater than Nicky C.
He's never heard that, I'm sure.
Sorry. I'm so sorry.
Miguel Pardo.
Mike Lanterry.
Mikey Jello.
Nathan Dolezal.
Natu Pearl Henderson.
Nick Hinkle.
NV.
That's Nevada.
Oh, sorry, Nevada.
The great state of Nevada supported the show.
Patrick Reynolds.
Paul Grasso.
Psychomaster 1.
Randy Hernandez.
Reed Stubendick.
Ari Infected. Ari the infection you had.
Rich Hillborn.
Robert Moon.
Roberto Rodriguez.
Ryan Josh Henderson drew a dick on me once.
That sounds possible.
Yeah, that's actually 100% true. I saw it happen.
S. The
Sam
letter
Z.
S.
Brought to you by the letter S. Sam Z. Hash.
Scott Colopy.
Shifty Swamps.
Sludge McKenzie.
Slumlord Onion.
Stealth Bates.
Stefan Jive Turkey Kubara.
Stephen Ghost Kisser Daniels.
Taylor Dierks.
Thanks, Meow Obama.
The Mantis.
And it says, do like a hissing noise for, and then it cuts off. So I don't know how long they wanted you to do it
He
for.
probably won it for only 3 seconds. Definitely not a longer period
No,
of time.
definitely not.
And then finally, the only Juggalo Goosebud-ite.
Surprised there's more, actually.
Yeah.
You may not be alone.
Juggalos stand
not be
together. Hatchet Nation.
There
Thank
you go.
you all.
Juggalos stand for a lot of good out there. We all know this now.
Guys, thank you all so very, very
Wait, there's
much.
more. There's more, Chad.
Oh, shit. Never mind.
The Rupel Productions.
The Dragon Llama.
Third, Sergio.
Toothless Barry. The Whistler. Bostowitz.
Jesus.
Tim I. Healy.
Tom.
Trav Nasty.
Trendy Moron.
Trent Davis.
Turtle Metzer.
Tyler Penner.
Victor.
Vincent Modica.
Walter Frazier.
Will Vanderslice.
Ya best pal.
Gettysburg.
YT Chan.
Zam Bambino.
Zankeef.
And finally, Zenticles. Thank you all so very, very much.
We love
Thank
you
you.
guys.